Peter Robinson from ProMatura, the retirement living advisory group. Our founder, Dr. Margaret Wild, 35 years ago, pioneered a methodology and a process that can deliver very accurate forecasting of success for retirement living, shall we say, which covers a whole range of different retirement scenarios. And she has successfully rolled that out now into 11 countries, and I represent ProMatura in Europe, and I'm bringing the messages about how to go about saving money and making money to various countries. Portugal now, because Portugal's got a great opportunity. The Algarve in particular has a great opportunity. A lot of the infrastructure in terms of the resort communities you have here, they can adapt. There could be greenfield, or there could be an adaptation of existing product offer that could bring in and retain an older clientele, the longevity economy, I think it's called now. And yeah, I think there's a great potential for the Algarve, and we're here to spread the word how to do it. Our clients are principally landowners, developers, financiers or investors, and they want to know, what do I build, where do I build it, and we have a technique to unveil that. It's not a generic approach, it's a very specific approach. There is not a lot of knowledge in Western Europe about how to go about housing an aging population. But actually, when you bring it down to the metrics that we have and the processes that we have, and you adopt that approach, there's no piece of land, there's no opportunity that can't be fulfilled as long as you have the right product for the right buyer at the right price. Good question, good question. So the property industry per se is not famous for getting into a detailed customer research, shall we say. I do come from a consumer marketing background, and I think what we bring is the focus on the buyer. Who is the buyer? Where are they? We have data, we create data that uniquely will identify what someone wants, how much they're willing to pay for it, and a whole bunch of metrics around it. By doing that and really focusing on the needs-based approach, the demand-based approach, we've shown that can work in any country around the world, no matter what culture. Very, very different types of people, from the US to Canada to Australia to Japan to Hungary to Portugal to Spain. It works anywhere. So we're bringing a methodology, a science, and data that proves that something should be built at a price which informs architects, it informs the right finance package to make sure it gets built, and it will deliver the buyers that you're looking for in that project. It's ideal. I mean, Andrew and the team from Fresh Mint and Dengen and yourself have brought together a great group of people who are open and interested in learning about not just senior living here today, but I believe wellness and medical tourism, and it's a vital meeting point. We flew in, myself and Dr. Margaret Wild, this morning from London. We were doing an event last night. It was an early start, but it's worth it. It's not exotic, it's a spreadsheet. Which isn't too pretty, but it's a spreadsheet by which we, with the 35 years of empirical data we've got about what makes for a successful retirement community, assisted living, independent living, whatever, around the world, we will give a forecast of sales. So we will look at a project, we will model the concept or help to work with the client who's got a concept. We will then put that into research with actual potential buyers that we've identified for that site, not a focus group, but real buyers. And we will work through a process that's called conjoint analysis. Conjoint means no one decides to buy anything without jointly considering the item at a price, and we will give an accurate forecast of sales by unit, the service and the amenity attached to that site or unit, by month, all the way through the life cycle of the project. So if you're nervous about what to build and how you're going to do it, or you don't want to take that approach, or the investment committee needs a bit of reassurance, then we give that reassurance by giving a sales forecast, which is proven to be highly accurate. And that's a great start for any business to know that, okay, it's a little less than we thought, we need to have appropriate finance, or it's going to be higher than we thought and we need to scale up operations sooner than we might have ordinarily have done. So sales forecast, key deliverable, it's all in the numbers as we know, Sam. Yeah, I guess it would be, don't assume that all older people have the same interests and the same desires and want to live in the same way. Don't have visited a great facility that you've seen anywhere in the world, in Portugal, Europe, and don't think it'll work here. Don't assume. So assumption will and can trip you up. If you engage in a process to understand the potential for your site, any site can be made to work for a market that wants to buy into a product at a certain price point in a certain way. So leave assumption aside, be open-minded, find out what the consumer really wants and what they're willing to pay for it.